So today I want to talk to you about long hair problems. And when I say long hair problems, I don't mean like, OMG, I can't do a messy bun. Please stop telling me to donate my hair problems. So, I have a list and we're going to get going. So number 1, curls. Now this is probably a very specific issue for me because this is my natural hair texture. Straight. So curling my hair is something I like to do upon occasion because I can. Unfortunately, my hair doesn't hold a curl that's made with heat, which is quite strange, but it's true. It doesn't hold a curl held with heat. And even worse, it doesn't hold most heatless curl options because it's too long. For example, you have the headband curls, which are still quite popular. It's basically you put the headband over your head, then you can take the hair and you wrap it around. Well, that ceases to work when your hair stops going around the curly thing. And my hair length after my head is more than twice it. So that doesn't work, which means that I have to be very creative about the way I do it. I actually invented my own hair curling method just because my hair doesn't hold a curl very well. Number 2, updos. So this is probably more of a widespread long hair people problem, where your hair just doesn't do updos quite so well. Like, for example, again, that headband curls that I just showed you, is also considered an updo in the shorter hair people. And in fact, the Greeks used to use it quite a lot when they just sort of took their hair and they go, which works great if you have shorter hair, but it really doesn't when you have longer hair. So there is also that. Equally, there are many like styles where they're like, you just take the braid and you fold it up and it doesn't, no. I have way too much hair for that to work. So that's fun. And number 3, compensation. So this is generally something that happens in half-ups. Again, this is probably a much more specific problem with me than other people because my hair has a very strange distribution of thickness. So the amount of hair that I have up here in the top half of my hair is far more significant than the bottom half. I'd say, yeah, from up to my ears or so is a lot thicker than below that. And even if I were to divide it truly in half, it feels about even when it looks like it's quite an uneven distribution. Half-ups are quite challenging for me, especially because unlike many people who have shorter hair, even though they may consider it longer hair, their hair is all one length. Even if they have layers, it's all the same length. Except when you have longer hair, it's like having a history of your life. So I don't know what happened, but these guys apparently fell out a couple of years ago and on the front. So I have much thinner front sections, which makes creating things a lot more challenging. Also, because I have thinner hair, it's difficult to create nice looking braids as per the norm. Okay, so number 4, hagglers. Now, this is a little more of a serious issue. This is people telling you that you should either cut off your hair or cut off your hair and donate it. My hair is part of my personality. I love having long hair because for me, it's actually easier to style than it would be if I had shorter hair, and also because it's an expression of who I am. It allows me to express myself, and also it allows me to have consistency, especially in my life where I move around a lot and I generally don't have a consistent friend other than my brother, and having my hair to do is something to express who I am, and it changes with me is very nice. So it's kind of insulting when people ask me, well, aren't you going to cut it off or aren't you going to donate it? Again, on the donation question, it's not an obligation. I don't have to donate my hair. If you want to donate your hair and grow it out, fine. But please don't tell me to donate it. Now, I know a couple of other people who have really, really well-researched videos on this here on YouTube. So there's Torrinpaige and Lucy's Corsetry, so I will link those two people below if you want to have more reasons, because I don't have all of them right now. But yeah, that's a very annoying part of having long hair, especially when you choose to wear it down. As I have gone to airports and I wear all my hair all up in my head, crown braid. It's obvious that it's long and people never say anything about it. So that is an interesting thing I've observed. Like, for some reason people have really dumb reasoning because they never see hair up. Alright, number 5, creativity. So having long hair does kind of require you to be a creative person, especially if you don't have a normal hair type like me. So I have thinner hair than most of the long hair people. In fact, I have a book, the American Girl Hair Book. Now, in the thinner hair section, they tell you long locks can weigh hair down and make it flat. Try bangs or layers around your face for a fuller look. Now, it has been my personal objective since I discovered that I have waist-length hair to defy that stereotype. Because just because I have thinner hair doesn't mean that I have to conform to the way people think it needs to look thicker. I love my thin hair. It's a part of me. I love being able to play with it and have lots of things to do with longer hair. In fact, sometimes I use long, thin hair to my advantage, and a lot of people can't do that. It doesn't weigh a lot, honestly. It's quite light. I'd say my brother's hair, which is very thick, but quite short, although on the front it's longer. It's like a little swoopy thing. It probably weighs more than my hair, which is a terrifying prospect, but probably true. You know, and having long hair like that and different type does require you to be more creative. I can't just watch YouTube videos. And yes, there are a lot of people I'm going to mention in the next section who have brilliant videos and they do compensate very well, but I still have to figure it out because my hair isn't like them. Like, for example, Torrinpaige, again, I just mentioned her. I'm just going to link her below. She has beautiful classic length, which is past your butt, hair that is quite thick. So whenever I see one of her hairstyles, I have to go, okay, how am I going to do this with my hair without looking like I have little skinny braids? Because I have a lot less hair than her. But it's an interesting outlet of creativity for me, you know, figuring out how to do hairstyles and how I'm going to make them work for me. And that's part of the reason why I started YouTube, because I was like, I want to show other people who have thin hair and don't think that they can grow it long, that it is possible, and that you can grow your hair long and be creative about it, and you can do hairstyles. You don't have to be, you know, stuck into this, oh, I have thin hair, I can't grow it long, oh, I have thin hair, it looks dumb. It doesn't look dumb. I mean, I have no volume, but who cares, man? I love my hair. Okay. Number 6. So, I'm a little socially unknowledgeable, I think is probably a good word for that. Because I don't really understand compliments, which, okay, yes, I understand a compliment is when you say, oh, nice, blah, blah, blah. But I don't understand when people are saying it ironically or sarcastically, because my sarcasm meter is horrific. Unless you're obviously being sarcastic, I have to actually ask to confirm. If you ask any of my family members, my friends, yes, this is a consummate problem that I have to experience. So I wear lots of fancy hairstyles, and sometimes I get compliments for them, and honestly, I'm not sure if they actually like them or not. Which, you know, I think has also sort of made me grow as a person, because, you know, this sounds counterintuitive, but it kind of has taught me to brush it off if somebody says something mean about it, or if they just, like, look at you like you're an alien, because, you know what? Screw you. I'm gonna wear Princess Leia hair. It's my initiative. You like it or you don't. I'm still gonna wear it. Sorry. Okay, and number 7, hair inspiration. So, normal people are like, oh, this and that celebrity person inspired me to blah-blah-do this hairstyle. Well, it didn't quite work that way for me. So originally, I discovered I had waist-length hair, I'd say, around 7th grade. And I had been doing my own hair since, I think, 4th grade. Yeah, after I moved out of England. So, 4th grade, which those of you who are international, is 9 to 10 years old. So, I started doing my own hair because my mom's like, this is way too much effort. So, by the time I got to, I think, 6th or 7th grade, I realized that my hair had ceased being normal length. And then when you searched the long hairstyles on YouTube, it ceased being easy to do those. Because suddenly my hair wasn't a long hair. It was measurable on points in your body. Now, at this point in time, I started, pre-YouTube Jane was 6th grade, and then in 7th grade I was like, wow, there's this YouTube thing, and I have an iPod. Oh yeah, I was so cool. This iPod, yay. I was a cool kid. I had that iPod Touch. Everybody else had iPhone 4s, and my parents were like, no, you do not need a phone. Yes, I had a flip phone. 3 years. 3 years. I went onto YouTube, and basically I learned most of the hair stuff from YouTube, and also from the majority of films and fandoms that I watched, which is an interesting connection. So my dad got us into Star Wars real early. I think it was about 4th grade. And he's like, he sat us, my brother and I, down. He's like, you will watch this series that's on FX. Because, I don't know, in the past, every summer, like, FX used to run all of the Star Wars movies in a row. I guess they had licensing for it. Now they don't seem to, which is sad. But hey, they have the movies, right? Yeah. Anyway, he sat us down and was like, you will watch this. So my original hair inspiration, this might sound really weird, was actually Princess Leia. Yeah. Now, those of you who are thinking of her hairstyle in episode 4, or A New Hope, are wrong. Because that was not what inspired me. What inspired me was her hairstyles in episodes 5 through 6 and now 7. Because her hair length is quite similar actually to my length today, which is a bit odd. It's probably, with the extensions, they did it pretty realistically. So it would be a little bit past or around classic length, somewhere between hip and classic. So like right in the butt area. Ooh, awkward. Anyway, I realized when I had waist length hair that I could kind of do those sorts of hairstyles, and I got a couple of wow, I got a couple of hairstyles off of the like real internet, like a couple of blogs. So it was like Star Wars hairstyles, very sophisticated. And then I discovered YouTube after my mom showed us she showed us Lord of the Rings in 8th grade, so I was around 12, 13. And then I discovered a couple of people who did fantasy hairstyling. My original one was actually Loepsie. She still posts today. She's kind of moved out of the fantasy hairstyling, but her hair at that point in time was quite long, and that's where I started doing all my elvish hairstyles, which, if you follow me on Instagram, you know I do way too often to be normal. And yes, I wear all of those hairstyles to school. So don't be like, oh, she just does it for the... No, I wear all of those hairstyles. Trust me. Yeah, she was sort of the first YouTuber that I ever saw. And then after that, I learned about Torn sort of through her, Torrinpaige. I've mentioned her 3 times. Yay! And she helped a lot with my hairstyling. I learned most of my hair techniques that I didn't know before that from either Loepsie or from Torn. Okay, I know your real names are Heather and Lucy, sorry. So anyway, there was that. And then finally, my most recent sort of hair inspiration has definitely been Lucy from Lucy's Corsetry, who I've already also mentioned. And she is kind of who I aspire to be, especially with hair. She has knee-length hair, which is very beautiful, and she is one of the most well-spoken and well-researched people that I have ever heard in the sort of hair community that I've in on YouTube. Now, there are like a billion other people that I'd like to mention, but this video is getting really long, so if you're interested, you know, comment below and ask me. But basically, yeah, so here are some of my long hair problems, inspiration, and sort of mini rants how I feel about this situation. So I hope that you have a good day, and I'll see you soon. Bye!